The number of stores dedicated to selling pianos is dwindling across the country. That's according to the Associated Press. They also say interest in piano lessons is decreasing. But is the longtime tradition still relevant here in Michiana? Kate Chappell digs deeper and joins us now with the story.
Yeah, pianos, as we know, centuries-old instruments, and they're still commonplace in many people's homes across the country. But the organs, as we know too, often end up as heirlooms. The AP notes sales have really plunged over the last few years. In fact, it was from more than 360,000 in the early 1900s to now just between 30 and 40,000 annually. So it's a big decrease. Of course, some of that is because of the recession, but some say newer technology and youth sports are really impacting children's interest in piano. So I talked to some folks in our local music community to find out how those national numbers compare to what's happening here in Michiana.
We live in a society where there's a need for instant gratification.
Quite the opposite from the learned skill of piano. Lessons have long been a tradition for many families, but in a changing society, some are questioning the instrument's future.
I think a big factor is the slashing of funds in the schools and the arts, especially at the elementary school level.
Sherry Kleindienst has taught piano since 1987 and has worked with hundreds of students. She's seen the peaks and the falls of music programs in schools across the country and attributes falling interest to a lack of exposure, but argues a strong music community exists in South Bend and Michiana.
I have always seen it steady all the way across the board.
Longtime piano dealer Mike Roth, too, has seen these cyclical patterns of instrument sales.
Well, it's all economy driven. So, it's a luxury item. So like any luxury item, as household incomes fall and budgets get, reduced slightly, some things, are going to give.
The piano has a 300-year history and one that's endured the likes of world wars, the Great Depression, and a stock market crash. So regardless of new trends in technology and sports, experts in this area say the art is unlikely to disappear.
Music education at a level right now is for music behind video games. So, music just changes, but it doesn't go away, and the desire doesn't go away.
Now, one thing Roth also told me, even though individual sales are down in people's homes, commercial and institutional piano sales have stayed pretty steady. Churches did fluctuate, dipped a little bit when the economy did, when those donations were down in the congregation, but not much. That's really how they've made up for lost individual sales, is through colleges, universities, churches.
Sure, but what about keyboards and used pianos? Are they still effective?
Yeah, I mean, the Associated Press said those definitely remain popular because they're less expensive.
Sure.
A lot of people turn to those during those tough economic times. But an interesting point Roth made to me was desire versus opportunity. So if people do use keyboards, maybe those used piano heirlooms, it can spark that interest. And if it stays true, they're probably eventually going to make a investment into a newer, upgraded piano and continue down the road when maybe money's not as tight.
All right, good to know.
Yeah,
all right,
interesting.
Let the music play on.
Yes.
All right, thanks a lot, Kate. Well,